Hey you, welcome to my channel. It is Tiyes Samone with Tiyes Artboard, and I'm back with another video. Oh, 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 oh.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Doing them. Money in this motherfucker. Man, that's just doing them.
So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can format your very own children's books using the Adobe Illustrator templates that I have created. Yay! So I was receiving a lot of questions and comments on how do I format my books, and what tools do I use, how do I do that. So I just decided to just create these templates for everyone to be able to utilize to create your notebooks, your novels, your children's books, whatever kind of book it is that you're trying to format. You can use these Adobe Illustrator templates to do that. So the ones that I have currently on my Etsy are all formatted for KDP. So I have all the KDP sizes that you could possibly need or want, and they're all formatted and ready for you to add your personal touch. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you how you use the template, like just a simple walkthrough on what's what, how to export, how to use your guides, how to add other images, and all that jazz. So if you're interested in more book formatting comments and more book formatting content, definitely leave me some questions, leave me some comments in the comment section, and I will get to you as soon as I can. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you find it helpful. I hope that you find the templates helpful, and also subscribe to the channel and be on the lookout for all of my more advanced Adobe users. I'm going to be showing you how to create these templates so you can make some of your own. So okay, so without further ado, let's get right into the template. Okay, it's really easy to use, I promise. If you're familiar with Illustrator, then you know how to navigate how to navigate around. But if you zoom all the way out, you'll see that each template has 150 pages, 10 columns, 15 rows, and each one has page margin guides. So you'll see this yellow and red around the borders of each page. The red represents the interior, or the what do you call it, like this part, the inside, the spine, like where the spine is. I don't know where that word went in my vocabulary, but it's back. So it represents the spine, and then the yellow represents the outside edges of your book. So as you can see here, page 1 will be when you first open your book, and you have like the cover, and then you have the first page. That's what this is here. And then you'll go into your next page and your next page, and so on and so forth. These guides can be turned on and off. So over here you'll see your layers dialog box. If you don't see your layers dialog box, you can always go to Window at the top of Illustrator and hit Layers here. I'm not sure if you're using a MacBook or Windows, but either way, you should be able to go to Window and Layers, and then this will pop up. So this is going to be your overall guide for how to turn on and off all of your different templates and books and interior pages. So here you'll see guides, boom, 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 and you can turn the visibility of those guides on and off here with this little eyeball. And if you hover over it, it says toggles visibility, and there are shortcuts there, and you just click it. And then as you see, all of the guides turn off, and now you can see your actual pages. So we'll keep looking at pages, these few pages or whatever. Each template has 6 different interior types that are pre-made. So if you're interested in making notebooks of any sort, this will be very helpful for you, because it's already formatted, it's already done. Like all you need to do is just export your pages, or if you wanted to, you could add page numbers, you could add graphics, you could add illustrations, you could add your logo, you can add watermarks, you could add literally whatever you desire, right? But again, you have this really cool template here for you to use. So we have handwriting pages, which look like this. Each handwriting like block or line rather is about an inch, like an inch tall. So the midline is 0.5 inches, just for people who are interested in those technical, the technicality of how big everything is. That's that there. And again, it's a template. So if you wanted, let's say you didn't want your whole page to have this handwriting on it, you just double click into it, you select what you don't want, and you delete it. And then let's say you wanted to add like a really nice picture here, boom, you can do that. So undo that. We have bleed and no bleed pages. So no bleed, for those of you that don't know, is when your pages have a border around them. So like this, there's a border around these pages. If you wanted bleed, usually for like illustrations or like picture books, you want your images to extend all the way to the edge of the page. That looks like this, where you see that the lines go beyond the actual page. And this is very helpful for, again, illustrations, or whenever, how do you word it? Basically, whenever you go to print an image, if you the printer can't print all the way up to the edge without like ruining the paper. So what they do is we add bleed. And in each of these templates, you'll see that I've already added the bleed for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But you'll see these red lines around each page, and that's the bleed margins. So it's saying that the printer is going to print beyond the page to these lines and then cut off. Well, rather, it's gonna print to the lines and then cut the pages, cut it here, right? So that you can have your full page, and then your page won't be destroyed by the printer or like crumpled or anything weird like that. So these are the handwriting bleed pages. All of these layers are pretty much locked. You can always unlock them. So while they're locked, you can't edit them. So see here, I can't select it, I can't click on it. If you find that you have this issue and you're trying to edit it, you just click the lock and it unlocks, and then you can mess around with it. But it's really helpful if you are trying to, add in images or text and you don't want these layers to move. Simply lock them. So yeah, so you can turn those on and off. Handwriting bleed, no bleed, handwriting with bleed, dotted pages. I heard that these were really popular, so I decided to make them. I also made the center lines a little bit darker than the other dots, so that people can have a reference for the center of their pages. If you're architectural like me, or like an engineer or something, and again you're more concerned with like the technicalities of things, these are all spaced out at 0.25, so a fourth of an inch apart from one another. So if you wanted to do scale drawings, you absolutely could, because I got you. So the dotted and the grid both are the same spacing. They both have 0.4 inches. That don't sound right. They both have 0.25 inches of spacing between each line or each dot. So here are our dotted pages with no bleed, and then you just turn that off and then turn on dotted pages with bleed. And again, as you can see, they extend all the way beyond the page. And let's see, we have grid pages, one of my personal favorites. Grids with bleed and no bleed, well, no bleed and bleed, boom. Then we have college ruled paper with no bleed, with bleed. and then wide ruled paper, no bleed, and bleed. So after that, then we have the blank pages. So I actually went ahead and I created these transparent blocks for each of these pages, and they look like this, but you could essentially delete them, or they're basically just the white for the page. So if you're printing on paper that's not white, this will make a difference. If you're printing on white paper, you won't see the difference. It'll literally just be like white paper. But those are your blank pages. And then we have our cover here. Well, first of all, guide text. So guide text, this layer here, is all of these notes that I kind of put over on the side for you to reference as you're creating your cover, or you know, if you need some interior design notes, you can always add those here. And then there's information on exporting, like how to export your file to show up in KDP. So as a matter of fact, we can actually, we can also do that here, where we test one out so that you can see that these work. But yeah, so if you want to format your cover, I've left the space for you here to do that. Now you may need to adjust this cover or adjust the sizing of the cover depending on how many pages your book actually has and whether or not it's a hardback or a hardback or a paperback book. So information for all of that is right here, how to change the size of your cover. What you first want to do is, let me unlock this so we could just click into it. Unlock your guide text, and then copy this link here, this cover calculator, and then you just paste it into your browser and it'll bring you here. So here you fill in all of your book information. So let's say we have a paperback book, we want standard color, white paper, left to right, inches, interior trim, what are we looking at? 8.5 by 11. And then we'll just go ahead and do the whole 150 pages. So it'll calculate your dimensions, and then here you could do one of two things. You can take this information here where it says full cover, the height and width. You could take that, and we go back to Illustrator, and you click on this tool here, the Artboard tool. Shift O. Let me try that. Shift O. It's Shift O. Okay, I don't know why that didn't work for me, but you click on the Artboard tool here, and then you click on your artboard. You can click on any of them. This is also a good way to tell what you're exporting. So let's say you didn't know that this was Artboard 151, you know, and you need to export this, which you will because 151 is your cover. You click on your Artboard tool and you click on your artboard, or, you know, you just click on the tool and then it'll show you the page numbers for all of your pages. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. And then this is 151. So you click on this Artboard tool, you click on your particular artboard that you want to change the size for, and then over here in the properties section, you'll see your width and your height. So if I'm not mistaken, it said our width was supposed to be 17.588 and then 11.25. Let's check that. Yep, 17.588 and 11.25. So if you needed to change this, depending on, you know, how many pages you have and what type of cover you actually have, you would do all of that right here. You would just literally change the numbers and it changes the size of the artboard. So let's do something dramatic where I know you can see the difference. Let's say it's only 4 inches. Boom, changes to 4 inches. Let's change it back to our 17.588 and boom, there we go. So you could do it that way, or you could also, let's go back, you can download the template here. So I usually do this because it's really helpful. You download the template, and what Amazon does is they generate this guide pretty much. I usually place mine, let me see, let me make a new layer for it. Oh, if you wanted to make a new layer, for those of you that are really new to Illustrator, all you have to do is click this plus sign here, create new layer, and you create a new layer. Double click into it and you can rename it. So I'm gonna name this placeholder. I'm gonna put it under my guides. Matter of fact, no, I already had one. So I'm gonna delete this. But, so there should already be a placeholder layer for you in guides. If you don't have one, now you know how to make one. But yeah, so let us find that template. Oh my god, did it download? Did it download? Oh, I found it. So it's this paperback here. It's usually in a folder, I forgot. And then you can just drag and drop it into Illustrator. Now, if you want to drag and drop it onto your actual file, let me retry this rather. You son of a biscuit. All right, look. Usually you could drag and drop it. I don't know why PDF isn't working for me, but let's try a PNG. I don't really like doing the PNG though. The same thing, are you serious? So usually when I get this issue, it's because I'm trying to send something to a locked layer, but this layer isn't locked, so I'm surprised. So I'll just copy it from, oh, it is locked. Oh, it's not turned on. Oh. The more you know, right? Well, your layer has to be turned on and it cannot be locked in order for you to drag and drop. So now that we've resolved that issue, we can align our template. So let's say you drag and drop it and it's just sitting here chilling like this. If you want to align it to your artboard, up here at the top, you'll see a horizontal align center and then vertical align center, and you just click on these. Or any of these really. You can align it to the left side, the right side, the top, the bottom. I usually do the centers because I like things centered. I mean, either way, it's going to be the same thing, but I like to use the center. And then boom, you'll see that your placeholder now gets put onto your artboard, and you can see where your barcode is supposed to go. You can see how big your spine is for your book. This is just some general information for you. And then, you know, it'll explain what each of these colors are for you. But the left side is going to be your back cover. The right side is going to be your front cover. We have these helpful guides here in case you forget. But yeah, so then when you close your book, it'll be perfect. Right. So that's that. That's how you create and design your cover. From there, you know, you have fun. You turn off your placeholder, or you can leave it on if you like for as long as you need to. And then you can always hide that or turn that off or delete it, you know, whichever you prefer. But that's how you create your cover. Again, you can always add any graphics or illustrations or anything you like, really. Let's see if I have anything I can share. Let's see. Let's do chubbly and bubbly. Dang, it's another locked layer. Are you serious? What am I doing? Let's see, don't say that. It is locked. Okay, so I have these free layers for you. I already created 3 layers per template. You could always add more layers, right? So I'm going to use one of these free layers so that we can copy and paste things with no issue. So yeah, let's say you wanted to add this. Another note for those of you that are new to Illustrator, let's say you wanted to watermark an image like I'm about to do now. What you do is you make sure that your watermarked image or whatever image you want to use is under your other layers. So if you'll notice, I had to move this free layer 1 from the top where it's on top of everything literally, and then put it at the bottom, or at least under the layers that I want it to be under, if that makes sense. So boom, we have that here. Let me turn off these guides so it'll be a little bit less confusing. And yeah, this would be an example of a watermarked image where you have your image. You can turn down the opacity, is something I really like to do for watermarking images, and just center it, and boom, now you have your handwriting page with a little Chubbly and Bubbly behind it. Oh, and then for those of you that don't know, Chubbly and Bubbly is a comic that myself and my team are creating at Phase Comics. So if you're interested in that, seeing what it's like for food to come to life, check that out. But yeah, so there's that. And then if you're making your children's book, I will show you this example. Super sneak peek, super exclusive. Okay. But yeah, so this is a book that I'm currently working on called My Promise to You by Georgia Thompson. I love working with her. She is freaking phenomenal. I'm going to hide the story text so that you don't, get the whole story yet. But you can see these visuals that we're working on. It's obviously a whip, but you get the point. You can see that you get to add your illustrations, you get to add your text, you can add all of these, anything you want really, and then to format and create your book. So let's say we're all done, we made our book, we're ready to export, right? So let me center this because I do want to see how this comes out. Following the instructions placed here, in case you forget, you go to File, Export, Export As, or well, rather, since it is a PDF, you don't want to go to export. Let's say you just wanted to do each individual picture. If you wanted a JPEG or a PNG, you would go to export. But if you want it to be a PDF, in Illustrator, you have to go to Save As. I'll save it on my computer. Call it Test. And you change this here. You change the format from Adobe Illustrator to Adobe PDF. Click that. You want to select your range. So we're going to do 1 to 150. And save. So then this is going to come up. If you haven't already, mine is kind of already preset because I've done it a million times. You want to go to Output here, and then change Custom or Illustrator Default or High Quality Print, whichever one that yours is currently set to PDFX 1A 2001. And you want to do that because let's say you have fonts that you use in Illustrator that don't necessarily, that somebody else may not have, or KDP may not have. So when they go to upload your PDF, they're not going to be able to see your font, or they're not going to be able to see these images or things that you have saved to your computer that they don't have saved. So what this does is it flattens all of your text, it flattens all of your images in the PDF, not in your Illustrator file. Your Illustrator file is still going to have everything separated by layer, but in your PDF file, everything will be flattened. So when KDP goes to read it, they're just like, oh, it's an image, and everything's kosher. So we're gonna hit save, export quickly. 3 hours later. Let me stop because I do not want it to be 3 hours later. So after that, boom, you'll see that it exports, and then we have our really cool image watermarked. And then you can also see your other pages and you can check them out. Make sure everything is good. Once you check everything out, make sure it's good. Let's head back to KDP. The ABC Soul book is a book that I am working on. So another sneak peek for you guys. It is going to be a spirit animal ABC book. So if you're interested in that, check out my Patreon, and you know, I'll keep you updated on what's up. That was supposed to be a wink, but dang, I didn't know my eyelid was that wrinkly. All right, so let's select our trim size. We're going to do 8.5 by 11. Boom. We have no bleed pages, and we'll upload our manuscript, which is test. Let that upload. I'm not gonna do the cover. Well, no, I could probably do the cover because we definitely just exported a cover, so that you can also see that that works as well. So let's not use the cover creator. Let's upload this file. I'll just upload the one that they made. Loading, right? All right, and then let's launch our previewer. And the test is this KDP approved. Prepare my files faster. Let me stop. But yeah, you know, how's your day going? You said legendary? Oh, alright. That's what I thought. But yeah, so while that's loading, let's see if there's anything else I can show you with this template or what you can do. For the most part, I think that pretty much covers it. We have our cover notes. You can make your cover, exporting. We went through all the different interior types, and we even did a little cool watermark example. Actually, I will show you if you do want to see. Oh, never mind. We're done. So as you can see, oh, images outside of margins. Let's see what's up with that. Oh, okay, because we did a no bleed book, but then I added a full cover image, so that was my bad. But all we have to do for that, do I even still have, oh my gosh, oh dang, I deleted it. Well, all you have to do for that, let me see if I can undo a million times. Here we go. Let's say you do have this image and you want this to be a no bleed page. You just bring it into where the page is, or better yet, you use your guides. So with no bleed pages, you'll more than likely, you know, run into this type of issue if you do not use your guides. So because we chose no bleed, let's use our guides. If we chose, matter of fact, I'll go back so that you can see the difference since it takes a second to load. Let's exit that. And let's go ahead and select bleed, just so that we can do both. And while that's saving and loading, I am going to edit this to fit our page margins, which remember we turn on by boom, hitting our guides, and then you can see that it lines up really nicely. Like you can always size and edit your images. You see how easy this is? And then it has these really cool smart guides. If you don't have smart guides on, turn on smart guides on Illustrator. Let me see. You go to view and then boom, smart guides. So that you have that snapping option, and then boom, that is done. So now this page is technically a no bleed page because now we have that border, right? So there's that, and we'll go ahead and save this as test 2 so we can see that difference. Downloads. I know, so creative with the names, right? But yeah, I did not expect this video to be this long, so I apologize. But yeah, so as you can see, after that, we have no issues. Well, minus this one. the fonts, and that's just because we didn't export this. We used what they gave us, and it gives you that issue I was talking to you about, where they can't read the text, or they don't know about the text. It's saying something about the font. So with flattened pages, we don't have that issue. But see, as you can see, we have our nice little cute border. Boom, 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 boom. And then the rest of our pages are within those lines. So if you see here, that that border surrounding this dotted line is where our guides are in our template here. So you see that? You see how that worked? Boom. So specifically for no bleed pages. Bleed pages are easy. Like, bleed pages are really easy. But yeah, so after that, we have no issues. All of our pages are good, and we're pretty much good to go. So just for reference, I am going to go back though and upload our test 2. And I'm going to go ahead and export our cover so that we can see that as well, to make sure that it, I know I didn't save this as an Illustrator file. I did, for real. Are you serious? Nobody said anything. Y'all won't even gonna stop me. I appreciate y'all letting me be great. But yeah, so instead of an AI file, we're gonna save this as a PDF so that we can upload it. Save. Make sure our output is PDFX 1A 2001. Save that. Boom. And then we'll also save our cover. Save as, save on my computer. Test cover. PDF. Range, we only want 151 for our cover, so we'll specify that here. Hit save. Oh my god, I forgot the R in cover. It's okay, I know what I meant. Dang, you didn't put nothing on the cover. We could have put I Am Legend or something. Let's do that real quick. I Am Legendary. Crispy tofu. 200. Oh. Yeah. Boom. So we added our text on our cover. For real. I Am Legendary. Alright, so now we got this new cover. I know y'all, bear with me. We're almost done. Let's see, test cover within R. Save. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Everything's looking good. Alright, so now our cover has some text on it. Let's upload that to KDP. Cover with all the R's. 30 minutes. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to edit the crap out of this, because 30 minutes. I just knew this was gonna be a 5-minute tutorial. Like, I just knew. Let's see. Alright, so boom, everything is uploaded. Alright. Okay, yeah, okay, it popped up. So we have test 2, we have our new cover, and we're gonna launch this previewer, and then this is going to wrap up this video for us. So if you're interested in using any of these templates or using any of my templates, they're all available for purchase on my Etsy. I'm going to link that in the description box below. And definitely let me know like what you guys think about this, and if it's helpful, or if you have any questions, that I didn't cover in the video, or if there's any other templates that you like for me to make, or any walkthroughs that you like for me to do. Let me know. Like, leave me some comments. Like, I would love to be of assistance to you. So, hey, I am legendary. No issues, okay? No issues. And then we have our cool formatted book. Okay. Nice. So then all you have to do at that point is hit approve and you are good to go. So again, let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if you've enjoyed this video, if it was helpful. Be on the lookout for more templates. I am creating social media templates currently. So if you're interested in creating, you know, your own social media layouts, check those out. Okay, check out my pages as well if you want to see kind of an example of what I mean by that, because I can show you better than I could tell you, you know what I'm saying? So check that out. Again, let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, subscribe to my channel if you like this video. If you want to see more, again, let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I am grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for being interested in these templates. And again, I hope that they help you create the legendary content that I know you're working on. So if you are interested in becoming a patron of mine, I would love to have you. On my Patreon, I share more in-depth tutorials. I share all of my behind-the-scenes projects, vlogs, you know, pictures, selfies. It's still kind of a work in progress. So honestly, for all of you that are interested in the content that I'm creating, leave me some comments and let me know what it is that you want to learn and you want to see so that I can create these things for you. But you know, Patreon is where I do all of that. So for everything that I'm creating, you'll see it on my Patreon. For everything I'm working on, you'll see it on my Patreon. You'll see a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of exclusives there. And you can support an artist like me for as little as $2 a month. And it honestly means the world to me. So check that out. And yeah, you know, be legendary with me. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you so much. You are truly legendary. Watch another one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, thank you. Later.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Doing them. Money in this motherfucker. Man, that shit doing them. It's a whole lot of money. That book doing them. Put your number 2s in the air if you did it on them.
I just wanna be successful.